saw Ad Astra. Stars Brad Pitt, takes place, is set mostly in outer space, but the near future. So it's not too far off, but they have made big strides with space travel.
Yeah,
I mean,
mostly set in outer space, but the real work for, I think, the primary character was to be done in the inner space.
So this follows the main character, played by Brad Pitt, and he is an astronaut, and he is given a highly classified mission to deep outer space. Little extra bit of information is that his father oversaw the Lima project, which was also a mission, was I guess the first mission to deep outer space.
Yeah.
And so there's some mystery around that whole thing. Kelsey, go wait or skip.
I'm going to say wait to see this movie. I think this movie delivers in a lot of ways. The cinematography, the score. I like the general story of the movie. But too often, while the movie was on, I found myself having conversations in my head, long, drawn-out conversations, which tells me that the movie didn't quite keep me actively engaged for the full runtime.
I'm also going to say wait, because I think that the movie was really well done, and I really like the message that the movie ended up giving, which you would have basically no idea from the trailers. I think the trailers purposely kept this movie enveloped in mystery, which is always a little bit of a warning signal for me. Why aren't the trailers telling us anything? The message was really good, and it really, I found it, is resounded a word? It resonated with me. And so, but I'm going to say wait. I feel like you can just watch this in the comfort of your own home, and you don't have to rush out and go see it. Spoilers!
Spoilers! Deep Space Edition.
So this movie was really about the father-son relationship, and in a broader sense, just relationships in general, how we kind of try to put our expectations, needs, desires on somebody else, how that affects us throughout our life. And we kind of get to see the main character that Brad Pitt plays, Roy McBride. We got to get to see him unravel and come back together throughout the whole course of the movie.
Yeah, this movie starts with this deep question of the human experience. I think it's like this universal human experience, and we're looking all around for answers. We're looking to deep space. That's what this whole program is designed to do. But ultimately, the character's quest for finding the answers to life were all found with choices within himself and the focuses of his life and what really mattered. And I really thought that was a beautiful story. I will say at the very beginning of the movie, it has this little quote on the screen about "to the stars," and then that's what Ad Astra means in, I guess, Latin. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I bet this movie's about this thing that I just specifically said, and it totally was. And so it was a little bit predictable from that moment on, which is maybe why they had the mystery surrounding it in the previews.
It opens up with text on the screen, and I thought it was too much. I didn't think the movie needed that introduction. It was superfluous. It didn't need to be there.
I am really glad that the filmmakers made this movie. I think you can I love when filmmakers kind of step in the batter's box and they grip the bat and they take a swing at it, and they totally did. Whoever made this film had a very specific idea in mind and wanted to use the vehicle of this story to explore, I think, universal thoughts and ideas and truths. And I think they did a good job with that. My only criticism of the movie really is that, again, I think that it was a little bit boring at times. It was a really slow movie. But it's not that I didn't enjoy watching it. It's just that
it was very slow. I started to notice that I was uncomfortable in my seat. I was like, have these seats always been uncomfortable? But when a movie's really engaging, you tend not to notice little things like that.
Right.
And so it was easy to notice little things going on because the movie was a little slow. But like you said, with the main character, it was interesting to see him start as this put together astronaut that was clearly very accomplished and trusted. They invited him to this mission in part because they wanted to exploit the relationship because they felt like his father was still alive. He had lived a lifetime, right, of thinking his father had never made it back from this deep space mission, and then they're telling him that he's alive, and he's like, no. You kind of see him go through all the various events, and then he gets to a point where, and I feel like I've been in this situation where he can't hold it in anymore. The emotions, they're spilling out, and he makes like a misstep, not even a very big one, but a small misstep.
He didn't do as he was told.
He didn't do it as he was told, and the movie dealt with this as like a side issue, like when do you share classified information and when do you do not? And that can be difficult because, like, do you like always trust your government? Like, they're your father in heaven, and you're like, I don't have to know everything. I can just trust. The character has to make like a decision there.
And even the disorder in his life was putting the space program and those people above
everything else.
Love interest, his family,
himself.
Yeah, the right order of things isn't somebody else's outside thoughts or opinions about what is right, noble, and good. And so he struggled with that in this movie, and then ultimately, of course, found his way to the truth. And I really liked that about this movie. I thought it was really great. Also really like Brad Pitt as an actor. I don't know what it is about him. I wouldn't say this is a particularly great performance, right? Like, it wasn't a bad performance, but it was just the character was pretty straightforward and bland. But at the same time, I think he fit that role perfectly because
I think he had to display like some nuanced emotion and how a person like that, who's very put together, right? And to all outward like appearances, it looks like everything's perfect, and how he falls apart. You know, like he makes that decision to communicate, send a communication out from Mars to Neptune to talk to his dad, and he decides to speak from his heart instead of reading the script, and the emotion that comes with that. And it was just a fascinating look. It was also fascinating. He had to do these mental health check-ins,
which might have been brought on by his dad's travel, right? That's what I thought later. Yeah. Like, oh, they had to do this because they wanted to make sure this never happened again.
But it was kind of like seeing somebody's journal entries.
Yeah.
Because they don't talk to another human being. They just say out loud, and I guess somebody somewhere, they get a pass-fail on their mental health. But like he is being very honest, right? When he does these mental health check-ins. And by the end, that's when he's the most honest with these. Like he literally just says exactly like what's on his heart. And it's to a automated like system, so it's kind of funny as a viewer to watch, but it's really interesting.
Yeah.
The other things that I liked about the movie had a really interesting, and I don't know what to call it because I want to say score.
It's score.
But it wasn't music. It's like it had
soundscapes.
This kind of sound that was present throughout the entire movie.
It was like Radiohead.
That really kept you engaged, and had it not been there, I probably would have fallen asleep.
It was
because it was a slow movie without whoever decided to put this sound in there. Like that was a really good movie.
It was a really good piece of art. I thought the film was art, and I'm really glad that they made it, and I enjoyed going to see it. Still, you want good art to also be compelling enough to keep you totally engaged and immersed in it throughout the experience, and I think it fell a little bit short in that regards.
Yes. Hopefully we are engaging and you are completely immersed whenever you watch Rachelsey at the movies.
Would it help if we're just a little bit closer?
Or if I play some kind of sound in the background that is...
Or wait, what if we're just a little bit further away?
If you like watching these, we really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. And actually, I have a question that you can answer in the comments. When I tease these things out on various social media platforms or whatnot, I always say, go, wait, or skip. You'll have to wait to find out, or something like that. Would you prefer that we just say it and then you watch the video to find out why we said go, wait, or skip? Because I don't want to be a jerk in those things and be like, oh.
I do want to be a jerk. Okay. I think we should just tell them whatever we want to tell them.
All right, but we do appreciate you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.